Hi guys, good morning all of you. Welcome to Cynthia IAS. Cynthia IAS is a recommended and well-established institute in India under the guidance of SP Sitarhind. There is nothing more inspiring than bold ideas delivered by SP Sitarhind. It's amazing to identify the exact technique and skills how to crack PT, mains and interview with SP Sitarhind, great speakers and founder and director of Cynthia IAS. Cynthia IAS is provided strategic planning and productive result in the area of UPSC, general studies, optional courses, and test series. Cynthia IAS team has created unique and special test series for 23-24 under the guidance of SP Sitarhind and Cynthia IAS team. Learn with India's top educators and Cynthia IAS team. Thanks for all. Today I am going to take lecture public service. What is public service? Concept of public service. Concept of public service. What is concept of public service? UN adopted an international code of conduct. UN adopted UN adopted international code of conduct. International code of conduct. Code of conduct in 1996. In 1996 for public official for public official which refer to public official which refer to public service. UN adopted international code of conduct in 1996 for public official which referred to as public service. The code provided three basic tenets of public service. The code provided three basic tenets. Three basic tenet. Three basic tenet. The code provided three basic tenets of public service. Point 1. Point 1. And public service is office of trust. And public service is an office of trust. Is an office of and public service is an office of trust, implying duty to act implying duty to act, implying duty to act in public interest, in public interest. Point 2. Loyalty of public officials shall be due to public interest. Loyalty of public service. Loyalty of public service. Loyalty of public service shall be to the public interest. Shall be to the public interest. Shall be to the public interest. Public interest. Public interest. Point third. Public interest of their country and public interest of public interest of their country. Public interest of their country. Next. Public officials shall be fair and impartial. Public official shall be fair and impartial. Fair and impartial. Public officials shall be fair and impartial in the performance of their function. In the performance of their function. Performance of their function. Of their performance of their function. Next, public service shall strive to perform. Public service shall strive to perform their duties effectively. Perform their duties effectively. In accordance with the law. In accordance with the law. In accordance with the law. With the law. Next point. Public service values. Public service values. Public service values. Under it we will discuss public service values. The foundational value for public service are best exemplified. Public service service is best exemplified public service is best exemplified by the seven principle of public life, exemplified by the seven principle by the seven principle by the seven principle of public life of public life giving by the Nolan Committee, giving by the Nolan Committee in 1994. In 1994, Nolan Committee in 1994. Next, under it we will discuss selflessness. Point 1, selflessness. 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 Point 1, selflessness. Act only in public interest. Act only in public interest. Act only. Selflessness. Act only in public interest. In public interest. Act only in public interest. Without speaking without seeking gain for oneself. Without seeking gain. Without seeking gain oneself. Without seeking gain oneself. Next, integrity. 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 Resist outside influence. Resist outside influence. Outside influence. Resist outside influence in the performance of duties. In the performance of duties. Performance of duties. Third, objectivity. 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 Make choice on the basis of merit. Make choice on the basis of merit. on the basis of merit. Point fourth, accountability. Accountability. Accountability must submit to the whatever secrecy is appropriate. Must submit. Must submit whatever. Must submit whatever scrutiny is appropriate. Is appropriate. Period. Point third, openness. 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 Restrict information only when restrict information. Restrict information. Restrict information only when wider public interest demand. Only when wider public interest demand. Wider public interest demands so. Interest demand so. Next point, honesty. 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 Declare any private interest. Declare any private. Declare any. Declare any private interest related to public duty. Private interest related to. Declare any private interest related to public duty. Related to public duties. Related to public duties. And resolve any conflict. And resolve any conflict. And resolve any conflict that arises. That arises. Next point, leadership. Lead by example. Leadership. Lead by example. Lead by example. Next point, values towards work. Values towards values towards value towards point 1. Values toward point 1 work. Work. Point 2 people. Point 2 people. Point third, superior. Point fourth, work, people, superior. Subordinate. Subordinate. Point. An officer. An officer who is genuinely dedicated to public service. An officer who is genuinely dedicated genuinely dedicated an officer who is genuinely dedicated to public service. To public service. Next point, is willing to go beyond the call of duty. Point 1. Point 1. Point 1, is working to go beyond the call of duty. Is working is walking is walking to go beyond to go to go beyond is walking to go beyond the call of duty. The call of duty. Point 2, places public welfare above his own interest. Places public public welfare above his own interest. Above his own interest. Above his own interest. Or even safety. Or even safety. Point third. Seek neither rewards nor recognition. Seek neither rewards nor recognition. Seek neither rewards nor recognition for his efforts. Next point, accountability. Accountability can be understand. It can be understand. It can be understand as the institutionalized mechanism that ensure as the institutionalized it can be understand as institutionalized mechanism that ensure mechanism that ensure point 1 answerability. Point 1 answerability. ANS answerability. Point number 2 enforcement. Enforcement. Point third responsiveness. Responsiveness. Point fourth point fourth the feature of accountability are the feature of the feature the feature of the features of accountability are ACCO UNTA accountability. The features of accountability are point 1 the features of accountability are point 1 it is based on directive in the form of LR. It is based on it is based on it is based on directive in the form of directives. It is based on directive in the form of in the form of in the form of LRR 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 orders etc order etc. Point 2 point 2 it is objective in nature. It is objective in nature. Objective in nature. It is objective in nature. This make it easy. This make it's easy. This make it easy to identify violation. To identify violation. Identify violation and impose punishment. And impose punishment. Impose punishment. Next, it travels downward, implying it is enforced by external agency. It is forced by external agency. External agency. It is forced by external agencies individually and collectively. And collectively. Collectively. Next point. The advantage of accountability are the advantage of accountability are point one. Point one. It ensures standardization. It ensures standardization. Standardization and consistency and consistency. Consistency. Administrative action. Administrative action. Administrative action. Next point. It presents misuse of discretion. It presents its present misuse of discretion. DISCRE. Its present misuse of discretion and authority. Point two. It promotes compliance and obedience. It promotes compliance and authority. Point third. It safeguards citizen from citizens from authority administrative action. Authoritative administrative action. Next. Legislative, executive, legislative, executive, executive, judicial and Citizen, judicial, and citizen, CITI, citizens. Citizen. Point 1. Judicial, executive, judicial, legislative, executive, judicial, and citizens. Point 1. This laws making. Laws making. Point 2. Point 1. Laws making. Point 2. Budgetary control. Control. Point 3. Budgetary control. Point 3. Parliamentary discussion. Parliamentary discussion. Parliamentary discussion. Fourth, parliamentary committee. Parliamentary committee. Committee. Point 1. Parliamentary committee. Parliamentary committee. Next, executive. 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 Point 1. Executive. Point 1. Delegates legislation. Delegate legislation. Point 2. Expenditure packing. Packing. Point 3. Political direction. Political direction. Political direction. Political direction. Monitoring. TO. Monitoring. Next point. Judicial. Under it. Point 1. Judicial. Judicial review. Judicial review. Point 2. Judicial review. Point 2. Writ jurisdiction. writ, jurisdiction. Point third, suit against government. Suit against government. Fourth, public interest litigation. Public interest litigation. Next point, citizen. Citizens. Point one. Citizens. Point one. Election. Ombudsman. Ombudsman. Pressure group. Pressure group. Fourth, public forum. Public forum. Thanks all of you.